There we go. Ah, 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 yeah. Oh goodness, it's so hot. I had to get started doing this live thing. Just a little shy of 12 noon. I give y'all a few minutes to get in here and get situated. Gonna do a lot of reminiscing, memorying things. Yeah, I have a lovely singing voice, don't I? Okay. Do 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 do. Got my watch. Where's my timepiece? Right there. Got about two more minutes before we dive in. About 2 more minutes before it's on and cracking again. They like, what's wrong with that dude? Nothing. I like being a social animal. What can I say? I dig being a social animal. I'm a soch. There it is. Okay. Okay. About 2 minutes. Wow, look at that. Whoa, goodness. Why is it so hot? Cause spotlights, y'all. Spotlights. You gotta use spotlights and stuff so that you get a better good thing I'm bald headed. Yeah, okay. All right. But see, that's how much I care about y'all. I am willing to brave this hot box room, my office, i.e., to bring y'all the weekend live version of Be Real with D-Real. It's your man, D-Real, and edutainment is what I do. And I do it on the weekends too. So, start seeing y'all faces. Well, not your faces, but over here in the comments, y'all go ahead and start, shouting out and letting me know y'all in the building, because I'm in the building. I just got out of the shower, so that's why I'm a little bit, look sweaty, shiny. At least I'm clean though. I'm clean. I smell good. I got some Dr. Squat soap. I don't know, why am I plugging them for free? Shh, you didn't hear that. I didn't say nothing about no soaps. Anywho, today I wanted to do something a little different. Rather than talk about those same old, well, I'm going to talk about Recast Tchalla. That's, let me explain, the movement to you. Okay, here's the movement. This is what's going on with Recast Tchalla. Okay, there are a lot of content providers, myself included, who are involved in this Recast Tchalla movement, Recast Tchalla or else, and bam, yep, boycott Black Panther 2. We are not being left at this point with any choice. And I promise you, the whole show ain't gonna be about Recast Tchalla. I'm gonna hit it and quit it. I promise, because I got other things I want to chop it up with y'all about. Just Recast Tchalla. We have a page on Facebook. It's called the Council of Wakanda. If you are on Facebook, if you do Facebook, dive on in there. The page is about preserving the history, the true history of Wakanda, and first and foremost T'Challa, because that's what this movement is about. A lot of people I ain't gonna say no names, Kevin Feige, don't understand what the legacy of the Black Panther is about. You wouldn't have the Black Panther mythos. You'd have none of it. None of it. You wouldn't have an Okoye. You wouldn't have a Shuri. You wouldn't have a T'Chaka. To none of that. To nothing. If it wasn't for first having T'Challa. And there are a lot of people on online who have their own pages that believe this. There are people who have decided to band together with us uh, to push this movement a little further, because I'm telling y'all, and I'm gonna just be brutally honest, they're about to ruin the Black Panther franchise. Uh, they look like they're making bad decisions, and I love Marvel. I grew up on Marvel, and that's a lot of what I'm gonna be talking about today. Um, I don't know. Unprecedented. That's the word I have to use. Is unprecedented. You can't. Never in the history of a movie. Have you ever saw a Dracula movie and Dracula wasn't in it? Have you ever saw a James Bond movie and James Bond wasn't in it? Have you ever saw a Superman movie, a Batman movie, hell, a Spider-Man movie without the titular character in the movie? That's a part that I don't get. I mean, you can perpetuate, you can grow your brand. There's no problem with that, expanding and doing different things. The Falcon grew first out of the Captain America mythos. You see what I'm saying? There would be no Falcon, arguably, if there wasn't a Captain America. Oh, yo, he is Black Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be getting it all day. Well, as long as I'm in this room anyway. But it just stands to reason. It just stands to reason. And that's all I'm saying. If you want to join that page, you can. If you don't, that's cool too. But at least, go to change.org and sign the petition. There are actually a couple of petitions, but you want to sign the one that has the most, signatures on it right now. Last I checked, it was quite a bit. E-Man at E-Man Reviews, he's the one that initiated that, and we all just kind of jumped on board and was like, yep, we doing it. We all in there. So expect to hear that. Expect to hear more about it. And just like I say in my videos, we're gonna be on a bumper. All right. That's enough time with that. I'm not going to say I told you so about the Sha'Carri Richardson thing. Shh, I'm not even going to talk about that. As a matter of fact, I have a message for Sha'Carri Richardson. And this is just this for Sha'Carri. This ain't for none of y'all. So when y'all chime in and be like, you that Sha'Carri, you 21 years old. You're supposed to do stuff like this. However, standards. Okay. If you're an Olympian, and you said that yourself, you have to be held to a certain standard of behavior, a certain standard of performance, period. You, regardless of what you think, you would have been representing the United States of America at the Olympics. That's what you are, a representative. So your actions have to be representative of the United States of America. And everybody in the United States of America don't blaze. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying you did or didn't need to do it. I'm just saying the International Olympic Committee got standards. So if we was, thinking, then too bad. If we weren't thinking, too bad. And that's it. That's all I have to say about that. I'm done. I'm gonna quit it. I ain't, y'all ain't gonna hear me say nothing about that child no more again in life until she's running again. Um, I wanted to do something a little different today. I wanted to reminisce. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to reminisce about things that took place in my formative years. And when I say formative years, my formative years was yeah, young T Austin, I see you in there, baby. Yes, for life. For life. We gonna be on a bumper. But anyways, what I want to chop it up with y'all about, basically, just what I'm doing is I'm reminiscing, and I'm taking a little walk, through what I like to call the reflections of my life. That almost sounds like a Mary J. Blige album. Anyway, I was a latchkey kid, flat out. I'm gonna just say it. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a single parent family, and more often than not, my mother was working. You know what I'm saying? She do sometimes 8, 9, 10-hour shifts, 5, 6 days a week. So a huge part of the time, yeah, she was a representative of Black excellence, Black Jesus, indeed. And so that says it all right there. Like I said, I ain't gotta say nothing else. But anywho's, yeah. So I didn't have to raise myself. I had a brother and a sister, but we kind of raised each other in a way. My brother and sister were older than me, but I'm kind of smarter than them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times there was common sense decisions, and it's like I could see common sense, but maybe they couldn't. And so a lot of the decisions they made, but I was always the one that ended up getting the whooping. Oh, I'm not salty. I'm gonna call off some names. I holler if you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the Brown Hornet. You can say what you want to say about Bill Cosby, about what he did, what he didn't do. D-Real ain't here for that. Okay, all I'm saying is it was something formative. The Brown Hornet left a stain in my brain. The Brown Hornet left a stain in the brain of all the kids in my neighborhood, and because he was Black. I don't know about y'all, but I always got the biggest thrill of seeing and or hearing people who looked and sounded like me. I say Brown Hornet, but really my earliest example, I would have to say, they ain't ready. They ain't ready. Don't even trip, Black Jesus. They ain't ready. Hong Kong Phooey. That is undeniably a Black man's voice. Later on, I would, when I started thinking about, social tropes and things like that, it's like, okay, and I think his alter ego was Henry. He was Henry, and he was the janitor. Okay, he Black, and he the janitor. He Black, and he the janitor. And then to even go one further, when he was a superhero, he was basically incompetent, because that was the whole premise of Hong Kong Phooey. Hong Kong Phooey was a superhero, but he was a bungling superhero, and his cat was the one that solved all the crimes. Go figure. That's Hanna-Barbera for you. There was a show also that came on, and I know everybody knows about it. It's called Schoolhouse Rock. Back in the day, and Schoolhouse Rock was basically like a little 5-minute educational show that was like, it would teach you something. Okay, and Wow, Black Jesus. Hong Fu. Okay, I have no idea. Hong Kong Fu could beat Goku. You about to start some stuff because it gonna be a lot of bad Goku fans in a minute talking about who is Hong Kong Fu and why does he think he could beat Goku. But anyway, Verb. Remember that? Verb. That's what's happening. Verb taught me how to conjugate verbs. Okay, not really taught me, but just kind of reinforced and reiterated the idea of a bat becoming batting, rake becoming raking, plow becoming plowing, that kind of thing. See, I even remember that. So, it was formative, and it was somebody who looked like me. Okay, so I was able to and if you think about it, don't Verb and the Brown Hornet kind of look similar? They both like super top heavy with little tiny, skinny, bony legs. Yeah, so I guess that's how they saw us. We was big and extra buff, and we didn't do leg days. And then going further again, that same kind of dynamic, the voice with Hong Kong Phooey, the voice with Panthro on Thundercats. Yeah. Earl Hyman. Again, Bill Cosby show rears its head again. Wasn't the Bill black too? Who's the Bill? You have to clarify. I don't know what you're talking about. Earl Hyman played Heathcliff Huxtable's dad on the Cosby Show, and he was also the voice of Panthro on the Thundercats. And again, immediately that connection was made. Oh, wasn't the Bill black too? Actually, the Bill. The Bill. I'm just a Bill. Yes, okay. A Bill. I'm just a Bill. Yeah. Actually, that was a white guy who sang that song. He was very soulful, kind of like that guy who sings "What You Won't Do for Love." We swore up and down for years that was a black guy. Surprise! Anyway, on and on and on. I'm going to get obscure for you. And I tell you this one was my favorite. I'm latchkeying, so just hang with me. Super Globetrotters. Okay. I know I'm going deep on y'all. Super Globetrotters. Now, what a lot of people didn't understand, Super Globetrotters was just a bite of the Impossibles. Okay, if you remember the Impossible show, there was Fluid Man, there was Coil Man, and then there was Multiple Man. Then you had 3 Globetrotters who had them same kind of powers, and then you added I guess it was Geese. He had a big afro, and he was pulling gadgets and equipment and stuff out of his afro. So, and then you had Curly, and Curly could turn into a basketball. So it was ridiculous, but it was us. You know what I'm saying? And you tune in, and I think it was like 3 or 4 other cartoons. It was like in a block, but you sat through all of them other dull, boring cartoons because you wanted to see you on the screen. Caricature as it was, ridiculous looking as it was, you wanted to see you on the screen. Again, back in the 80s, there was this show called Space Stars. And on Space, they kind of revamped Space Ghosts and Herculoids and all of that stuff came back on. And then they added this group called Teen Force. And Teen Force consisted of a Galaxy Girl, Kid Comet, and Moleculad. And Moleculad was the smart one. And he was also a brother. So it was fun to see us on the screen doing it. You know what I mean? So I understand, you know, how we get to where we are now. And I promise I ain't gonna go back into this, but I can understand where we get to where we are now. It takes somebody being able to break out of I guess not so flattering tropes and do something that makes us look respectable. And Black Panther did that. I would say Blade did that first. Blade was not an ensemble black people movie, but again, the titular character was a brother. And they took an old tired trope. I'm sorry, Legend of the Daywalker, but Blade was a pretty tired trope until he came into cinematic prominence. They even gave him a new look. They gave him a new feel. They gave him a new vibe, all that. And arguably, a lot of people say Blade is responsible for single-handedly re-energizing the Marvel franchise because it came out 2 years before X-Men did. But for some reason, we give that X-Men movie all the credit for re-energizing the Marvel franchise. Okay. I'm not looking at the numbers right now, but I am pretty sure Blade turned a profit. And if Blade turned a profit, then that helped y'all move towards where you got with X-Men and Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and everything else that triggered the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Is it so hard to just say, thanks, Wesley Snipes? He was busy dodging taxes. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say that out loud. Wes, I wish I had enough money to where I could dodge taxes like you do. That didn't sound right. That didn't come out right. Just forget that whole part. Wesley Snipes, great martial artist, great actor. I'm sure is a wonderful human being. Never met in person. Anyway, Isley Brothers, Al Green, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Staple Singers, Isaac Hayes. What do you think about when I say those names? Do you think about like their most popular songs? Do you think about where you were when you first heard songs by these artists? Or are you like me and a lot of my friends? Do you think about your mama coming in and telling everybody it's time to clean up and then put that music on, and that's what you and your siblings clean the house to? Maybe. I know when I really, especially when I heard the Staple Singers, that when that I'll Take You There song, that do 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 do, when I heard that, I knew I was gonna be vacuuming. I knew I was gonna be doing dishes. When I would still be, you know, sleepy in the bed and I would hear, you know, that tap and that guitar riff that goes into that organ in the beginning of Love and Happiness. Yay, I knew I was gonna be vacuuming. I knew I was gonna be doing some dishes, you know. But the cool thing about that was after we got done, we could go outside and just disappear and be gone for like 30, 11 hours. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, but the sun was up when you left. When you came home, the sun was going down. So that was a pretty good chunk of time. You could just be out playing basketball, throwing rocks and stuff, riding your bike, hanging out with your homies, or even going over to your homie's house and hanging out. Now, I'm gonna just be honest. my mama enjoyed her privacy. I guess that's the best way I could put it, because I didn't ever get to let nobody spend the night in my house, and I didn't ever get, to have nobody over my house and look at my cool toys and my Shogun Warriors and my Star Wars figures and all that. I ain't do none of that, because my mama was like, nah, they gonna steal something. I don't trust them. Well, her language is a little more colorful than I would care to use, but you get what I'm getting at. So I spent a lot of time, at my homeboy's house. Shouts out to my man Les. And we would just watch a lot of shows, hang out, go do things, just things. It's what I'm trying to do is put you in a place of reminiscence. Because I find myself, thinking about the things I did as a child and as a young man and as a young adult, and I don't look back at a lot of it with regret. And that's a good thing, because they're called formative years for a reason. They formed habits. Some of those habits are good. Some of those habits are bad. Some of those habits I got rid of. Some of those other habits Black Suede. Sorry to be joining a little late. We 26 minutes in, so yeah. Let me just say, read the comments. He is Black Jesus is being memorable. Do I want do I want you to come spend the night? Nah, Suede, you fine. All you missed was the Recast Tchalla spiel, and you can watch that when we rebroadcast. Right now, we're reminiscing, dear. We're talking about what I just got done talking about was what do you think about when you hear a song by either the Isley Brothers, Al Green, Earth, Wind and Fire, Staple Singers, or Isaac Hayes? That hits a lot of people from our generation different. What I was telling everybody was, when I would hear those songs was, I had to clean up the house. We were cleaning up the house to love and happiness. We were cleaning up the house to fight the power. We were cleaning up the house to I'll take you there. And I think that's how I got an appreciation for music, because it was embedded in my brain through hard labor. That sounds weird, but I mean, it's kind of the truth. Form good habits. I try to keep a neat house myself. I'm not always successful. I know sometimes I want to sit around in my underwear and eat popcorn. People are like, what in the hell is D-Real talking about? D-Real is reminiscing. D-Real is reminiscing and trying to get y'all to reminisce with me. Oh, Black Sway say, I would get sent to the store to grab my mom's a pack of Benson and Hedges when they used to sell cigarettes to kids. Oh my goodness. Cools and Salem's. Mom's like Cools and Salem's, and then she switched to Newports, and then she switched to Marlboro. Yeah, Marlboro Lights. Like, I don't know what. And I always thought about that. Marlboro Lights. It's still a damn cigarette. It's still gonna kill you. We don't care if it's light. It's light death. Yeah, I used to get sent to the 7-Eleven that was on, and Sway, I know you know where it is, that one on Gregory and Meyer Boulevard. I used to get sent to that 7-Eleven a lot. I shoplifted from that 7-Eleven. I got caught shoplifting from that 7-Eleven. Man, that was a long walk home. That was a long walk home. It must have took me about 45 minutes to get home, and that's like a 10-minute walk. Yes, that was way. That one. I used to go to that 7-Eleven a lot. Yeah, that's where I learned how to shoplift. I'm not proud of that, but if I only got caught one time out of 100, I would say that's 99%. Anyway, kids, if you're listening, don't shoplift. And don't teach your kids how to shoplift, because if you do, they're going to go to jail. No, they're not going to go to jail. The guy at the store is just going to do like what he did to me. He's going to scare the hell out of you. And then he's going to call your mom, which is 10 times more scary than what the guy at the store is going to do. At least for me, it was. Reminiscing, as I continue to reminisce, and I think about middle school. What did I learn in middle school? For me, I learned to develop good habits, good study habits, because the 7th grade, I think I screwed off the whole 7th grade. I must have got like straight I's in the 7th grade. Oh, and for those that don't know, an I would be the equivalent to a D everywhere else. So straight D student in the 7th grade. And not because I wasn't that bright, because I was just not focused. Cool Filter Kings. I see everybody got sent to the store to buy cigarettes for their mama or somebody. 8th grade was a little bit better, because in the 8th grade, I think
I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat?
Siri won't send